Good morning, all. Mary Bulger here, naturalist with Iowa County Conservation, and I want to welcome you to our virtual nature crafts today. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about starting seeds. It's springtime, we're getting lots of rain. That means things are starting to grow, and you may be starting to think about your garden and what you're going to plant in it. A popular thing for people to do is to start seeds indoors for certain kinds of plants. Some kinds of plants are best started directly in ground outdoors, and some kinds of plants are best if you start the seeds inside and then plant a larger plant outdoors. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Maybe if you have never gardened before, this is a good place where you can start, starting some seeds inside of some simple plants, and then getting them outside when it's time to put them outdoors. It's still a little bit too chilly to put plants outdoors right now. We do get a little bit cold in the at nighttime. So starting seeds indoors is a great thing to do. If you have that bug like I do, you want to get things growing and get outside. So some people have a good setup. They might have a little greenhouse. They might have some seed starting materials and lights and things like that. But you don't need a lot of fancy materials and things to start seeds indoors. And here's kind of something that I'm talking about. These aren't too expensive right here, but these are just little tiny mini greenhouses. This is about 2.5 feet by about a foot. It's just a plastic tub here that has a cover, a clear cover, and then it has individual little compartments that you can start your seeds in. Now, you don't need something as fancy as this. This is nice if you have a little bit of experience, or even if you want to start in this, that's great too. But you can use some things that you have, recycle some things, reuse some things to start your own little mini greenhouse. Now, before we get to those materials, we want to talk a little bit about what seeds need to grow. They need 3 things. They need sunlight, and we're getting plenty of that sometimes if it's not raining, or we will be. They need water to grow, and then they need nutrients from soil. And so I'm going to kind of make a little mini greenhouse out of materials that you may have at home here. So great things to use if you're kind of just starting out are these little plastic containers. So this, I had some lettuce in, and it's a great little small mini greenhouse for a windowsill, a sunny windowsill that you can put in there. This one does not have any holes, and that's just fine, because what you're wanting to do in a greenhouse is it keeps your plants, or it keeps the moisture inside, so it reduces watering, and it also creates heat inside here that will encourage your plants to grow. So you can use something like this lettuce container, or even you can recycle. This is what some tomatoes came in that I recently had. And these do have holes in them, and that's just fine too. You just want to make sure you put a little tray underneath them to catch the water when you water, and a few holes on top. And that's okay to have a few holes. It'll still help keep the moisture in a little bit. Or even a smaller one like this, there was a sandwich in here. So if you want to start really small scale, you can start with this. I just so happen to have these are actually real mini greenhouses that I have left over from our camp kits last summer, our summer camp kits. So you can see that I am actually growing some plants in here right now. Right here, we have those little soil discs. So they start out very small and thin and dehydrated, and you add water and they pop up, and it's just like a little kind of mini containment unit for each of the seeds, and those are nice to have, but you don't have to have those. One thing that's really good to have if you're starting your own little greenhouse is a potting mix that is special for seed starting. And now, benefits of this is this seed starting potting mix has lots of nutrients that seeds need when they're just starting out. So getting a potting mix will benefit you quite a lot, a special seed starting potting mix. So what you want to do, you also want seeds. Like I said, some seeds are really great to start indoors and get that plant growing. So you give it a head start when you plant it outside when it's a little bit warmer in May. Some things you sow directly in the ground. So one thing that's good to start in a little mini greenhouse are things like squash or those big vining things. So that's what we're going to start today. When you find some seeds, you want to look at the back information because that has a lot of great information about when you should start your seeds indoors, how big your plant gets, how much water it needs, how much sunlight. There's all of these really neat little charts or pictures of when you should start it in your hardiness zone, depending on where you are here in Iowa. You might be in zone 4 or 5. And so lots of great information in the back of seed packets. Make sure you read those. And one thing that I like to do after I read that is some seeds, they say to soak your seeds to give them a little bit of a head start. So that kind of breaks open the seal of the seed and gives it a little bit of moisture so it can start to grow pretty easily. And so I've soaked my seeds. You can soak them from a few hours to overnight. And we're going to plant some squash seeds today. So I just want to take my mini greenhouse here and I'm going to fill it about halfway with soil to make sure we have plenty of space for our seeds. And when you're dumping your seed mix in here, you'll notice it's pretty dry, it's pretty airy. It has nutrients and everything that your seeds are going to need to grow. So I filled it about halfway. You want to push them down here. And then let's look at the seed packet here. It also tells you when you are planting, since I don't have individual compartments here, maybe how much room you want to. And it says sow 1 inch deep. And then also there's some spacing information here, especially when you plant them outdoors. I am going to put my seeds, maybe I'll make a few rows here, and you can just use your finger about 1 inch down, plant your seed, make sure you cover it a little bit with soil. I think I'm going to put about 6 seeds in here in this container. Give it plenty of space. Go. We got all of our seeds in there. And then you want to give it some water. And I'll just use a little bit of my water here that I have. Make sure I don't dump all the rest of my seeds in there. Give it a good water. And then place your lid back on. And put this in a sunny location. And then monitor your mini greenhouse. What you're going to notice on your mini greenhouse is that you're going to have water condensing. There's a little bit you can kind of see on this one in different places, and that's what it's supposed to do. If it starts to look like it's drying out a little bit, put some more water in there, and then you're going to start to notice your seeds sprouting. Depending on how long it takes them, it'll say on the back of your seed packet. And so that's all there is to it. If you want to go ahead and get started with some seeds and you've never maybe done this before, it's really easy. You don't need many materials, just the seeds, a little bit of soil, and a container that you probably have at home that you can recycle and reuse. So if you are looking for seeds, looking for a little bit of education here, Iowa County has a lot of great resources to get you going with gardening. So there are a few seed libraries that we have in here. A really great one that's a really great resource is at the Williamsburg Public Library, and they have a seed library there. Go on to their Facebook page to find information about how you can get some seeds from the Williamsburg Public Library Seed Library, and how you do that. Here at Lake Iowa Nature Center, as a part of our little free library that's on the porch of Lake Iowa Nature Center, we have a little container of seeds that are free for you also. You can come out to Lake Iowa Nature Center on the porch of our little free library and grab a few packets if you want to start some. If you have some to share, you can also leave a few packets for someone else. It's quite full right now. I'd say we have about 20 or 25 different types of various things in our seed library currently. Another great resource here in Iowa County is the Iowa County Master Gardeners. Maybe you've gotten plants from their annual spring plant sale from them before, and this year the Iowa County Master Gardeners are having their plant sale at the Marengo American Legion. That is going to be on May 14th and 15th this year. Go onto their Facebook page, the Iowa County Master Gardeners, to find out more specific information that will be coming out soon. And another great program that is the Iowa County Master Gardeners are taking part in this year is giving away free treed seedlings via the Iowa DNR. And this program was made possible because of the derecho that came through last summer, and then also through emerald ash borer. We've been losing a lot of trees as well. So the Iowa County Master Gardeners applied, got some trees, and go onto their Facebook page again to find out more information. These tree seedlings are going to be free of charge, and they are for people who live in cities and towns here in Iowa County. Go onto the website to find out more about those. So lots of great resources where you can get different seeds, different plants, and learn a lot of different things as well here too. If you have any questions about our little mini greenhouse today, please put those in the comments, and I want to thank you very much for watching. If you want to check out our past Nature Crafts Live, they're on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube page, so you can go search Iowa County Conservation and then look for our Nature Crafts playlist. Next week, we will be dyeing Easter eggs just in time for Easter, and with natural dyes, so things you can find from food and plants out in nature, making some Easter egg dye with that. We also have another virtual series that you could watch called the Critters Live, and that's every Monday morning live at 10 a.m. You can learn about a different native Iowa animal every Monday morning, but you can also check those out on our Facebook page and our YouTube page as well. If you have any questions, please put those in the comments or requests for future virtual programming. You can also email me at mbulger@co.iowa.ia.us. One last note that I want to note for you here today. I also do have a few of these. I have about 5 of these mini greenhouses. If you are interested in one, I will put these in our little free library as well. There's going to be 5 out there, so it's first come, first serve. With getting these little mini greenhouses, they'll be out in our little free library along with our seeds. So if you'd like to try this but you don't have a little container, please come out to our little free library and grab one to try it out along with some seeds. Thanks very much for watching today, everyone, and happy planting. Bye-bye.